Hey everyone, welcome back to ML Works. In this video, we'll be discussing about logistic regression and we'll also implement the same with the help of NumPy package. So despite its name as regression, this specific algorithm is used for classification tasks like churn prediction and spam classification. So in a sense, logistic regression is an extension of linear regression because in linear regression, we try to learn a linear function which is the combination of target and features, and we'll be predicting a continuous value. Now here what we'll do is we'll take that linear function and send it to sigmoid function and turn that continuous value into a probability score which ranges between 0 to 1. For instance, consider we have this linear line represented by this linear function z is equal to wx plus b, which ranges between minus infinity to plus infinity. And we take this linear function and send it to sigmoid function, and which is nothing but 1 by 1 plus e power minus z. And we'll be getting something called as a sigmoid curve, which represents the probability score which ranges between 0 and 1. Now you have to decide what is the threshold beyond which you will be terming a data point into class 0 or class 1. So based on that threshold, we'll be making the prediction. So how does logistic regression works? So first and foremost, you have to understand the linear combination, which is nothing but the weighted sum of the input features. In simple terms, it is linear function. You take that linear function and send it to sigmoid function, and that will give you your probability score. And to make the final class prediction, we use a threshold usually set as 0.5. If the probability that we get is greater than 0.5, then we predict the class as 1. If the probability is less than 0.5, then we predict the class as 0. So how does logistic regression learns during the training phase? So that's where log loss comes into picture, which is represented by this equation. So L of y comma p hat is equal to minus of y log of p hat plus 1 minus y log of 1 minus p hat. So the key idea here is that the log loss penalizes the model whenever it is confident about the wrong answer. So we can break down the variables as y is equal to the actual label, p hat is the predicted probability for a specific class, and log is nothing but your natural log. So if the true label is 1 and the model predicts 0.01, so there is a drastic difference between the prediction and the true label. So the penalty is massive. If the true label is 1 and the model predicts 0.099, then the penalty is nearly 0 because it is almost close to true label. Now let's understand this with much more intuitive explanation. So consider this equation that we have here. This equation is essentially a either or switch based on the true value of y. Because our true value can take only two values, one is 0, other is 1. So if y is equal to 1, the second half of the equation, which is 1 minus y, becomes 0. So this part will become 0, automatically this is also gone. Then we have minus of log of p hat. This is the one we are left with. So if p hat is close to 1, meaning log of 1, the loss is near 0. If the p hat is close to 0, then the log of 0 will lead to infinity, which is our loss. If your ground truth, which is y is equal to 0, then the first half of the equation becomes 0. So this section becomes 0, we are left with this one. So here we'll have minus of log 1 minus p hat. Here if p hat is close to 0, the loss is near 0. If the p hat is close to 1, the loss approaches infinity. So here we'll be keeping a 1 here such that this will turn into 0. If it is close to 0, then it is reaching infinity. The loss will be reaching infinity. Now let's understand some of the key assumptions made by logistic regression. So the first is binary output. So this algorithm is applicable when the dependent variable or your target is categorical with only two levels. And there is independence of errors. The observations should not influence each other, and there is lack of multicollinearity. So the independent variables, nothing but your features, shouldn't be too highly correlated with each other, and there is a linearity between independent variable and the log odds. While it does not require a linear relationship between x and y, it does assume there is a linear relationship between x and the logit of y. Okay, basically the probability that we get, there is a linear relationship with the input features or the independent variables. Till now, what we have seen is the theoretical aspect of logistic regression. Now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and implement the same with the help of NumPy package. So here, first we need to install the necessary packages, which includes NumPy, scikit-learn, and matplotlib. So let me install those and let's run it. So let's see whether it is already present or not. Yeah, so all these packages are already present. So now we can go ahead and create our class for logistic regression. But before we do that, let me just explain what exactly happens when we do the weight update. So if I just go here, click this, and we know that our loss function is calculated based on y prediction, and that y prediction depends on sigmoid value, and that sigmoid value depends on the linear equation. So basically it follows this specific direction. Loss depends on y pred, and then that depends on sigmoid of x, not x, it is z, and then we have our linear function, which is wx plus b, where w and b are the parameters. Now, to calculate the gradient of the loss with respect to the weight w, we use the chain rule where we calculate loss divided by y pred with respect to y pred, and then y pred divided by z. So we have this one, and then we have to calculate z by dw or z by w. So once we do that, then we'll get our gradient for w. Similarly, we have to do the same for bias as well. So let's break down those three parts. So derivative of log loss with respect to y pred, which is this one, where the log loss equation is minus of y into log of y pred plus 1 minus y into log of 1 minus y pred. And if you do this derivation, you will be getting this value, which is y pred minus y divided by y pred into 1 minus y pred. So how did we get this y pred in the denominator is because if you do derivation of a log of x, which is like derivation of log of x, then we get 1 by x. So if you do derivation of log of y pred, then we get 1 by y pred. Similarly for 1 minus y pred as well. So if you do d of log of 1 minus y pred, we get 1 by 1 minus y pred. So that's why we see this denominator at the bottom. And then we have our derivative of sigmoid with respect to z, for which we get this value y pred into 1 minus y pred. Then we have our derivative of z with respect to w, for which we get x as the output. Now what we have to do is we have to multiply all these three, and we end up getting y pred minus y into x, which we have already seen in our linear regression case, which leads to this specific equation np dot x transpose into y pred minus y, which is this specific equation. So we have to implement this while we are creating our logistic regression class. So now let's jump on to the class first. Now here class followed by logistic regression, and then we have to define our constructor, which will take in a learning rate, which is set as 0.001, and then we have iterations, which is set as 200. Then we can do self.lr is equal to lr, and then self.iterations is equal to iterations, and then we have self.loss is equal to empty list. Now we have to define the sigmoid function, which is pretty simple. We know that already, 1 by 1 plus e power minus z. So it has to take z value and it has to return 1 divided by 1 plus np dot exponent of minus c. We'll get our sigmoid value, which is the probability score we'll get. and then comes our log loss, so which is this one, minus of y into log y pred. So we have to take in y comma y pred, and then to avoid certain errors we add something called as epsilon value, which is a small value here. So we'll be adding that as part of our loss function. So y1 is equal to y into log of, not log, np dot log of y underscore pred plus epsilon, such that we don't end up getting infinity or some other error. Y2 is equal to 1 minus y into np dot log into 1 minus y underscore pred plus epsilon. Now return this by creating the average between these two. So what we do get here is a list of values. So list of loss values we'll get. So we have to find the average here. So this minus sign represents the specific minus sign of the loss function. Now we have calculated sigmoid, we have calculated the log loss. Now we have to start with fit function, which will take in our x, and then we have our y, and then we have to identify our samples and features from our x. So we have features which is equal to x dot shape, and then we have self dot w is equal to np dot zeros into features, and self dot bias is equal to set as 0. Now we have to iterate through this iterations. So underscore in range of self dot iterations, and then first we have to calculate the z value, which is nothing but np dot x into self dot weight plus self dot bias. Then we have to do we have to calculate the sigmoid value, which is our y pred, which is self dot sigmoid followed by z. We get our y pred. Now we also have to calculate the loss. Then we have to do the gradient calculation. So first let's do the loss calculation. So loss dot append, and let me add here self dot log loss followed by, it takes in y first, then we have to send our y pred. So we'll be adding our loss here. Now we have to calculate dw, which is 1 by samples into np dot x dot transpose y pred minus y. Let me copy this again, and this is for dw. Now instead of dot we'll have summation, and we won't have x, and we'll get our db. Now we have to update our weight, which we have initialized here. So self dot weight minus equal to self dot learning rate into dw. Self dot bias minus equal to self dot learning rate into db. Now we are also updating the weights, and we are also calculating the loss. So by the end of this iteration, we'll get a model which is trained on the data set. Now let us move on to our predict function. So here we'll be taking in x test, and we'll be making the prediction. So first we have to calculate z value, which is nothing but np dot x into self dot weight plus self dot bias, and then we have to calculate the y pred, which is equal to self dot sigmoid, send the z value, and then we also have to turn the probability into class. So what we do is we iterate through the values of y pred for I in y pred. If I is greater than 0.5, we call it as class 1, else we'll call it as class 0, and this is our labels. Now we'll be turning that labels into numpy array, which is a list already. So numpy array of labels. Now we are done with logistic regression class. So let me run this. Now let us create a data set. So what I'll do is first I'll be importing all the necessary modules from sklearn dot model selection import train test split. Then we have from sklearn import data sets. Here we want to import load breast cancer data set. So this is a classification task. So just import these two. So let's go and create our data set now. X comma y is equal to load breast cancer data set. So let me just put this as datas. Okay. And then we'll have x comma y is equal to datas dot data, which is your features, and datas dot target as your label. Once this is done, then we have to split into train test. So let me do test here, y train, and then y test, then train test split x comma y, followed by test size, that is around 20% of the records would be under testing, and then random state as 42. Now since we have done this, now let us go and initialize our logistic regression. Log reg is equal to logistic regression followed by iterations is equal to 1000, and then let's do a fit method, fit on x underscore train followed by y underscore train. So we are done with this. Then we have to make the prediction. So predictions is equal to we have to do log reg again dot predict function, take x test data and then get the predictions. Now we also can define the accuracy. So what I'll do is I'll create a separate function here, def of accuracy, and here I'll take the ground truth followed by prediction, and which is this one by predict, and then we have to calculate accuracy, which is nothing but np dot sum. We have to see whether y is equal to y pred, which is this one, y predict, and then we have to divide by length of y, and this will give us the accuracy. Now since we got the prediction here, we can directly call accuracy here, and we can put first the x and y underscore test followed by predictions. Can print this here. Accuracy is this one. That's it. Let me just add a comma here. Okay, so we are almost done because we have managed to train, we have managed to predict, and we got our accuracy score. So let me run this. Okay, so it is throwing an error like a function object has no data. So what it contains? So okay, first let me just load this properly here. Yeah. So we can see now it got loaded here, and then we did the train test split, we trained the model, we got the prediction, and then finally we got the accuracy, and our accuracy is 94.7%. So we are almost done with our video because we are able to exactly do what is expected from logistic regression. If I just search for loss here, log reg dot loss, so we have to see that it keeps decreasing 0, 13, 7, 13, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6. If I just scroll down, it starts off with 13, 7, 13, okay, and it goes to 1 point something. So our loss is also continuously decreasing. So with this, we are done with this video. We'll see you in the next video where we'll implement PCA.